Okay, so we're ready to do our tessellation on the computer. And what we need to first do is open the image that we're going to be working with. So I'm going to click Open Image. I'm going to find my finished diamond drawing as I've called it. Yours will likely be in your Downloads folder or Recents on your Chromebook. So here's what I have, and what I need to do now is I need to add color to this particular image. And I'm going to use the paint bucket or the fill document or tool here. But the first thing I need to do is I need to double click to unlock the lock on my background layer so that I'm able to make changes. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I've got my paint bucket selected, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select whatever colors I want to use. And let's say I want to use this red. I've chosen that one. I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to then click in the area that I want to be that color, and I want that to be this guy's shirt. Now there is a little teeny tiny area that I'm going to have to enlarge to be able to get into, and now I have his shirt colored. Now what I want to do is I want to color her shirt, and I'm going to make it this green color. And I'm going to, oh, now look what happened. It filled into an area that is not her shirt. So I'm going to go Edit, Undo, or you can do Control Z. What happened here is I have an open gap between her hair and this person's ear. So what I'm going to need to do is I can use the pen tool, and I'm going to switch my color to black, and hopefully it'll draw black. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw in there. Nope, it drew in green, so I need to Control Z or Edit Undo. So I'm going to switch those colors. There we go. Now it should be using the black, and I'm just going to come down here. Let's see if it's showing up. It's drawing it very, very lightly, so I may want to go over that a couple of times. And then, of course, I need to do the same thing over here so that my design stays symmetrical and will tessellate appropriately. So I'm going to switch that color back. I'm going to use my paint bucket again, and I'm going to paint in that color. I want her collar to be just a little bit darker green than what her shirt is, and I want this little loop to be part of her skin color. So for a skin color for her, I'm going to pick kind of this color, and I'm going to click on both sides, keeping everything symmetrical to give her skin color. And I think I'm going to go for her hair color. I think I'm going to make her some kind of a blondish color. So we'll kind of put it in there. Click, click. His hair, I think I'm going to give him a dark brown. So brown is actually a shade of orange. So I'm going to go into my orange area, and I'm going to select a color. So I'm going to make his color there. This guy doesn't have any color, he just has skin tone. Uh-oh, I forgot one of the reds up there. So how in the world am I going to match that red? Well, let's see if I can find the little tool. Actually, if I go to here, and then I can put my little pinpoint over it and see how it's picking that color up in the little droplet above. And there's that same color. So I need to go back in and fill his shirt to finish that out. Let's pick a skin tone for this guy. Just going to kind of pick in there. And maybe we're going to make him in that value. So I'm going to click wherever there would be skin tone for him. And so he's pretty much done, and I'm going to need to pick a skin tone for this other little dude. And let's kind of just pick a color over here. We'll see what this one looks like on him. Now I do need to do his neck. And then he kind of has like a bib or something on there. Let's pick a color for his shirt. Let's go this blue on both sides. Then let's pick a color for his bib or whatever that is. Pick a color. Now let's pick a color for the background. We haven't used anything in this area, so I'm going to just pick a pink. I'm going to color that in. Now these two with their open mouth, I think I'm just going to switch my color out to the black, and I'm just going to make the insides of their mouths be black. Okay, so now I think I have my entire diamond colored, but I need to get rid of this white space around the outside. So I'm going to use what's called the magic wand or the wand selection tool. And I'm going to select, and you can see I have marching ants around the outside of my diamond and anything that is white out here. Then I'm going to just simply hit delete. Then I can go select, deselect. And now the background in this area is transparent, and that is what we need it to be. So now I need to save this particular diamond shape, and I'm going to go File, Save. We want it as a JPEG, and I'm going to say this is colored diamond drawing, so I know that that's what that is. I'm going to move the quality up to 100. Everything else should stay the same, and I'm going to click download. Okay, so I have this now. It's in my downloads folder. I'm using a Mac, but you're using a Chromebook, and that's okay. So I'm going to just save it to my desktop so it's a little easier for me to find. So then I'm going to close this window, and now I'm going to I saved that in case anything would happen, then I don't have to recreate anything. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Image, Canvas Size, and I want to make this as large as I can, and I think I can go 4,000 by 4,000, and I think that will be large enough. And I'm going to just have my anchor be in the center because we're going to move things around anyway. So then I'm going to click Apply. Now you're like, wait, where did my diamond go? Well, if you notice over here in the Navigate menu, it's still there, but we're just seeing a small portion of our total canvas. Okay, so if I zoom it down like that, I can see everything on that canvas. Anything with the checkerboard is what I'm calling your canvas. So now if I click on the pointer tool or the arrange tool, I can see that I can move this around. You can also see that when you have things it's centered, like this would be exactly in the center of my canvas, it gives you those little crosshairs. Well, what we're going to do, the little knob at the top is your rotate tool. And I'm going to center this first one right there in the center, standing up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, whoops, I didn't want to click that. I want to click on the three little images over here, and I want to do, next to the left of the trash can is the duplicate layer. I want to click that, and now I have another copy of it. Now it's just right on top of this one, so you can't really see it, but if I grab it, I can click and move it. Now what I want to do is I want to rotate it around so that I can get it to fit right perfectly in with that part of my other piece. Now I'm moving this around, making it bigger so that I can even use my arrow keys to kind of nudge it into place. I may have to, oh, I lost my little, there's my little I may have to adjust it a little bit so that it's going to line up just perfectly. And again, I like using my arrow keys because I can nudge that to be pretty darn exact. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my layer that's on top, it's called background copy, and I'm going to click the three little dots. I'm going to duplicate layer, and now I can see that I can move this one around, and I'm going to rotate it around to get it to fit. Looks like I'm going to have to do a little bit more adjusting to get that edge to line up just right. And then I'm going to use my arrow keys to get it just as perfect in there as I possibly can. Now what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using a total of 12. I have 3, so I have 9 to go. And you're going to build it so that there is a diagram in Canvas for you to look at, but you're going to basically be creating a hexagon shape. A hexagon has 6 sides. So we are now working on side 1, side 2, and side 3. So we're going to just keep adding until, adding until we get that all rotated in. So now this next piece, if I can just move that into place, looks pretty good. I'm going to click on that one. I'm going to duplicate that one. I'm going to move it over here, put it into place. Needs a little more adjusting. You might have to fudge with it just a little bit. And do be particular about it. Try to get it as close as possible to line up, because that's one of the grading criteria, is that your diamonds match up perfectly. And it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but get it as absolutely as close as you can. And I'm not taking a ton of time on mine. You'll probably take some more time on yours, just because I want you to get to work and not spend all of your time watching this video. But this will definitely help you to get it all figured out and into place. And it does not take long to do this whatsoever. As you can see, this is not taking me long at all to accomplish this. And I'm just going to keep moving around. Looks pretty good. Duplicate that layer. And I need to stand one up over here. So let's see if I can get that one moved into place. Okay, I'm going to duplicate layer again. Move that one. Let's see, I need this little guy to fit right in there. I wasn't too good at eyeballing that, so I gotta make a few adjustments. Okay, looks like I need, about 3 more pieces. One standing here, one laying here, and one laying here, and I'll have it. So maybe looks like that one, if I just move him over there, that might be pretty close. If I click on this guy here, if I duplicate him, he might be able to lay about right there. And if I click on this guy over here, he's kind of in the same position for what I need. I might be able to move him in right in there. Now, I might need to click and play with my positions just a little bit more to get everything to line up a little bit better. But what I'm going to do is, for the demonstration purposes, I'm going to call this perfect. So what I want to do is I want to be able to see my whole hexagon shape. I might have to just make that just a tiny bit smaller. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to use the tool that I want to crop this down as closely as I can to the entire thing. Won't let me move it down any further. Whoa. Maybe it did. Oh, hang on. Let me get. There we go. And I can see the whole thing. And I want to crop it down about as small as I can. And then I'm going to go image crop. So it saved, got rid of all that extra that I didn't need. And if you can crop it even closer, that's great, but this is looking pretty good. So then I'm going to go File, Save, and I'm going to call this Finished Tessellation. And I'm going to save it as a JPEG, quality 100, high, download, and then that download is what you're going to upload to Canvas for this assignment.